Greetings, fellow detectives. Wizard Kitten here, bringing you part 10 in our walkthrough for Nancy Drew, The Haunting of Castle Malloy. Nancy just got some wool, which she needs to make a doll. She got it from the sheep thingy here, which she needs to make a doll from the doll thing, I guess, the doll skin, or the like the outside of the doll. She got the wool that she needs to stuff the doll, basically, is what I'm trying to say, but saying very weirdly. So we need to go back to the bog here, which is in the bottom left-hand corner. Here we go. Nancy just walked straight under the bog. Let's go across here, and now that we're in here, we can put the wool in here. And we made a sheep doll. And it's just such a weird looking sheep. And we're just going to steal this from whoever lives here, because that's what Nancy does. She just steals things that she needs. So we will take this doll back to the house, which means that we can then do one of the dollhouse puzzles that we were waiting for this sheep doll to complete. Good deal. Making progress. Slowly but surely, we are completing all of these puzzles and finding our way to victory. Alright, in we go. Can we say anything to Kit?
What's going on?
I found out that Mr. Delaney is the one who hid Matt's luggage.
Why would he do that?
Apparently, he was adamant that Matt not stay in the nursery, so he removed all of Matt's things and hid them down here, thinking it would force Matt out. That was the day Matt disappeared.
Stubborn old loon. Well, then, I guess that just proves this really is all just one big inane practical joke. Matt vanished, thinking we'd find his luggage in the nursery. Unless Denal is lying, and he hid the luggage for some other reason. For crying out loud, Nancy, find Matt before this mystery drives us all loony.
You could help, you know.
Good talking to you.
Keep it real.
You're just sitting there drawing plans for this land, and instead of looking for Matt, too. You could do something. But no, Nancy does all the work, as usual. No one is helpful. We do their chores and all of our own chores. That was a creepy noise. Okay, so now that we have the sheep doll, we can do this little puzzle. So the red lines mean something has to be directly next to. So for example, the girl must be directly to the left of the chandelier. Then, let's see, the man needs to be directly above the cat, but that doesn't help us. The dog needs to be on the third level, according to this little section, but it also needs to be to the left of the cow, which means the dog has to go here. Does that help us with anything? Not really. Let's see. Pig needs to be right above a knight. That's a few places that could be. The cow needs to be to the left, and the cow needs to be on the bottom level and to the right of the dog, but it could be any of these places. The cat needs to be to the left of a statue. Could be here or here. The pig needs to be above the knight. So the pig is in one of these places, and then the sheep has to be next to one of the other knights. So what if we try the pig here and the sheep there? But then the woman needs to be to the left of the sheep. What if we did like the sheep here, the woman here, the pig, and then maybe like the man in between them? Because then the sheep is still to the left, and then the pig still is, but then this little sequence is fulfilled. Okay, so if we do that, the cat needs to be directly below the man, which works with this as well, because the cat is to the right of a statue. The cow has to be to the right of the cat, and it just has to be below. Does that work? Let's check it. Nope, something's wrong. Okay. Cat needs to be to the left of a statue, which it is. The dog needs to be to the left of the cow on any level, which it is. Dog needs to be above woman, needs to be above cow on any level. woman, sheep, man, pig. Okay, that works. Cat needs to be to the right of a knight, which it is. The girl needs to be to the left of the chandelier, which it is. Pig, sheep, and knight need to be to the side of each other. The man needs to be above the cat. Oh, the pig needs to be above a knight. And then the cat needs to be next. That should work. There we go. Ooh! We got some more, like, direction thingies. Okay, now that we have the 4 panels, this is a pretty big step. This is going to be really helpful to us in solving this mystery. I believe, can we talk to
You have a
Tyler?
lead?
I'd better get to work.
Good luck.
No, nothing to help us. Again, why aren't you helping? So if we look at this, this tells us you can convert binary into a letter by locating the 8-digit binary's numerical value on the chart. So we can take these little numbers up here and translate them into words using this chart. So if we look at them, I have them already written down. 01001011 is K. And then this one is M. Yep, M. And then this one is 10. No, this one is M. Was the other one Y? What was the second one that I took? This one? Oh yeah, this one's Y. And then the last one, or the one that we found first, is down here, and this one is C. Now, we've seen those letters before because we saw them when we were doing the programs on the printer for Kyler. So what we need to do is take these downstairs to the printing press and use them in the same way. Okay, so we want to use one piece of paper for this whole thing. It's a little bit confusing, but if we look at this one, 10, this one is C, which corresponds to blue. Okay, 1011001. This one is Y, so we want to put the yellow on here, put the paper over it, and then press the yellow ink onto it. And when we pull it up, we have yellow markings. Set it on the heater, but don't turn the heater on. Then you can put down the next pattern, which is this one, which would be the C, or the cyan. Take the piece of paper, put it back over, print, and now we have blue. I honestly don't know how this isn't just turning the whole thing one color. I don't understand fully how this works, but it works. So this one is M, or magenta. Yes, okay, magenta. And then we'll put the paper on, roll it over. Perfect. Put the paper down. And then this last one, this really big one, is K, or black, which is probably the most important one because it gives us the most information. Perfect. Okay, so now we put this onto the heater, or the dryer, I guess, and have it dry, and now we have a jetpack startup sequence. So that machine that we found was a jetpack, which is hilarious and awesome. Now, in order to use the jetpack, you're going to want to go outside because lighting a jetpack inside probably isn't a great idea. So what you're going to do is you have the directions for the jetpack startup sequence. I would write them down because you can't really switch back and forth super easily. Take the jetpack and open it up, and then follow the directions that you had on the little sheet to the T. Be very careful not to miss anything. Okay, so the first direction is to turn the yellow dial to the red triangle. Then numbers to 7 to 9. 7 to 9. Hit the black button. Turn the red switch down. The blue dial to the black triangle. Bring the lever up halfway. click the yellow button and then the red button. This needs to be turned to red. We need to turn the number dial to 4. We need to put the blue switch up, the yellow switch down, and then hit go. And hopefully if we did everything right, we won't explode.
Oh my gosh, I'm flying!
We're flying! We didn't explode!
Woohoo!
Yeah. Okay. This is super unlikely, but super cool. Now the first thing we're going to want to do is fly to this tower and go inside it. Because we saw mysterious lights coming from it and no one else can go up here.
Matt, are you in here? Hello? Anybody here?
So Ned's joke about flying was actually pretty accurate. Also, how is this room so well preserved if nobody has been up here for years? Like, there should be cobwebs everywhere, but there aren't. Also, what is that? Is that a cobweb? Looks like a frog or a sloth hanging over the edge. It's kind of creepy. Okay, we can click on this table here. Nautical cartography by Jack Stay. I was reading it Zach for some reason. Zoopraxiscope, Animals in Motion by Capybara. Ha 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 ha, funny. Hydroponics and Aeroponics, Growing Without Soil by Agriculture. Ersatz Quidnuncs, A Guide to Knowledge by Erudite. Is Jack Stay a pun as well? I don't know. Okay, can we look at this book? No? Okay, well, we just got a list of books. We'll have to see if we can find those in the library. We can also go over... The music changed abruptly and it scared me. We can also go over to this desk. If we look at the dial here, it looks extremely similar to the journal that we saw in Fiona's room, which had the word Lapin written on it. So if we were to spin these dials to say Lapin or Lapin, we get this. Another little sequence, which we should definitely solve. Otherwise, we don't know what the code to get into the desk is. If we look at this... Oh, that was scary. Eerie wailing. What are these? Someone has drawn crows on this map and little stars on some of the names. The original ancestors were Ross Malloy and Maeve O'Grady Malloy. And they had 4 kids, 3 of whom married and 2 of whom had children. We then had Connor Malloy, Grace Doyle had 2 kids, both who got married and had their kids of their own. Caitlin O'Brien and Brendan Malloy were the parents of Fiona Malloy, who lived here when the place exploded. But who are these people on the bottom? Solas, Kara, Prichan, Babog, and Spare? It's like it's sliced weird. It's like in 3 different parts. So very strange. I like that the name Caitlin is used. That's actually my name. My name, believe it or not, is not Wizard Kitten, but you can see that on my YouTube page. I don't spell it this way, but it is fun to see your name in a game. Okay, so that's all we can see in here. Very interesting. Let's go back inside the castle. Let's fly away! We'll fly right down here. Can we tell anyone that we just flew in a jetpack? I feel like they won't believe us, because it's pretty weird, if I'm being honest.
What's going on?
I'll see you later, okay?
Drop by anytime.
Yeah, we can't tell anyone. Hey, so I was just flying in a jetpack outside, and I made it up to the tower room, and I was just curious if you'd seen anything up there. Or have any idea why it looks like Fiona had a child, even though she supposedly died in this explosion thing, according to the map. Weird. Okay, let's do this little puzzle that we found when we put the diary password, Lapin, Le Lapin Bleu, into the desk. What will we get? Okay, we need cat above girl. There's nothing direct, so this one is actually kind of tricky. To the side of on any floor. 2, 2, 3. Yeah, this one is very tricky. Oh, we're missing a doll, too. We're missing this little doll. So we can't do this. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Maybe we can go talk to Kyler, because we did find, like, this weird list of books that we were supposed to find.
You have a lead?
I'm gonna go play detective now.
As soon as you find out anything, let me know.
I will. You're not giving me much help, but I'll do what I can. Okay, so if we scan the shelves for these books that we are supposed to find, perhaps we will find them. Magnifying glass is not... Oh! Hydroponics and aeroponics, growing without soil. That's one of the books we needed. 3 years into the study, by removing all duplicates, I find that the only remaining true consonant is key. Okay, so each of these books has little puzzles in them. If we look at the title, Hydroponics and Aeroponics, Growing Without Soil, we see 3 years into the study, the number 3, and then that by removing all duplicates, I find that the only remaining true consonant is key. So what you do for that is remove all of the consonants. So all of the true consonants remain, which means that Y doesn't count, because Y is sometimes considered a vowel. So we would cross out the H, leave the Y, cross out D, R, O, P, O, N, I, C, S. We'd cross out N, D. By removing all duplicates, I find that the only remaining true consonant is key. Oh, now what am I saying? We remove all of the duplicates, so all of the letters that show up twice. The only remaining true consonant is key. Y does not show up twice, so Y would stay. All of the other letters show up twice except L. So if Y and L are left, the only remaining true consonant would be the L. So 3 is L. That's what we got from this book. A little bit complicated, but that's what you get. 3L. Okay, we can't look on this shelf. So the other books must be on this shelf somewhere. Ersatz Quidnuncs, A Guide to Knowledge. That's a bold claim. Okay, 2 simple words to contain such wisdom, but swap the first letter and the last letter. So basically this is just a puzzle where you move around the words, which I've already done tons of times. So Ersatz Quidnuncs, you swap the S and the E, so it becomes Sursatz Quidnunts. Then you change the R and the P and the Z to a W. Pretty simple. The S that's now at the beginning. Wait. You change the R to P and Z to W. Change the R to P and Z to W. Okay, so you would take the R and make it a P, and you would take the Z and you would make it a W. I'm looking at my notes, and it's weird that they don't necessarily say that. Then you remove the first appearance of any duplicated letter, take off the first letter of each one. This is an impossible puzzle to show you how to do, so I can really only tell you how to do it. It's just looking at the answers, really, or looking at the directions and following them closely. Most of them are pretty straightforward, and it helps to have the whole word, and then you rewrite the whole thing based on each direction. So you're going to rewrite the whole thing multiple times. One of the tricky ones is inverting the third and fourth letters. That is a little bit tricky because you have to flip them upside down, but just see what other letter that they would make. Eventually, once you remove the C, you will find that it'll say spun to Q will do. So like spun to the letter Q, and it says 2 simple words to contain such wisdom. So you're looking at 2 and Q. Okay? So that's Ersatz Quidnuncs. That's probably the hardest one, I would say. Okay, here's the other one. Nautical Cartography by Jack Stay. To our dear friend, 1 year soon you'll finally join us here. The seas await your notice. This one is just kind of a little riddle. 1 year, so there's our number 1. The C's await your notice. C is a letter. So 1C is what you get from nautical cartography. Now what is the other book that we need to find? Here we go. Zoopraxiscope, Animals in Motion. Animals abound in a merry round. Seated in the middle can answer the riddle. On legs of 4 they spin evermore. So on legs of 4, that's the letter that this one is, 4. And then you say zoopraxiscope. It says seated in the middle can answer the riddle. So if you cross out all of the letters in zoopraxiscope until you get to the middle, you will find that 4, X is your answer. X is in the very middle of zoopraxiscope. Okay? So, yeah. That's what we got. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. We still don't have 5, but 5 we can do by process of elimination. So if we go back outside very quickly and fly away in our nice little jetpack, now that we have that option, because what? How? Why? We don't know. The Banshee. Oh! Holy moly. The Banshee was totally in there. That's scary. I hope it doesn't want to be in there when we're in there. I would not like a close encounter with it in a closed off room. Did it leave us anything? What was it doing in here? Okay, so if we go to the desk, we know that the first letter is C. Oops, C. Second letter is Q. Spin to Q will do. 3 is L. 4 is X. 5 is whatever letter makes it work. No, it's not. You actually need to know the letter. Okay, we will figure that out in the next part, fellow detectives, but I'm going to leave this part right here. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon.